A lot of guys think it's not that easy. Life isn't that easy. What I have to do to achieve women isn't going to be that easy. What I need to do to become a multimillionaire, it ain't going to be that easy. And it's that belief system that prevents guys from having success. And it's that belief system that keeps you in suffering. 95%, I would even say 98% of your suffering is caused by your thinking, your desires, and your aversions, your belief systems.
The Unapologetic Man Podcast.
You want to know what my secret is? I'm okay with whatever happens. This is what enlightened master Ramana Maharishi said during one of his speeches. He was on stage. Everybody had been following him for a long time. And he's like, you guys want to know what my secret is? How I achieve peace, how I'm happy all the time, how literally nothing bothers me? It's because I'm okay with whatever happens. Is that true for you, brother? I can tell you right now, it's not true for me. I am definitely not okay with whatever happens. And that's the cause of my suffering. And I can tell you, and I know this is true for you too, I suffer a lot. I have been through a lot of pain and suffering in my life. And that's the thing. The place where you want to have something happen and the place where what actually is, that's called the pain gap. So if you want this to happen, but this is the reality, all that suffering in the middle is what you get to experience. I remember a long time ago, I used to have a massive fear of needles. And one time I had to go to the hospital to get like a tuberculosis check where they basically prick you with a needle. I think it's like a little bit of tuberculosis or something like that. Maybe it was a different check. But they pricked me with a needle and I fucking passed out. And leading up to that appointment, I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I had a terrible phobia of doctors until I fixed it with neuro-linguistic programming, which is exactly what I do for my clients in my 3-month coaching program. But I had such a fear of doctors that every single minute leading up to that was pure and utter torture, because the distance between what is and the distance between what you're suffering from or what you're afraid of is the pain gap. Just as it's the same between what you want to happen and what actually is. That's the pain gap. I got to thinking, how bad was that actual appointment? Well, really nothing was that bad about it. I mean, the pinprick didn't hurt. What happened afterwards, which was basically like a little bit of swelling on the pinprick, didn't hurt. But really what happened is my mind made the whole situation absolutely fucking horrible. And that's the point of this episode, is that a lot of guys think it's not that easy. Life isn't that easy. What I have to do to achieve women isn't going to be that easy. What I need to do to become a multimillionaire, it ain't going to be that easy. And it's that belief system that prevents guys from having success. And it's that belief system that keeps you in suffering. 95%, I would even say 98% of your suffering is caused by your thinking, your desires, and your aversions, your belief systems, those things where you constantly torture yourself, just like I did before I went in for my stupid little tuberculosis check. And this is the point of what Ramana Maharishi said. He basically said, I'm okay with whatever happens, which is to say that he doesn't dwell on negative thinking. He doesn't create torture for himself because of all the negative thoughts he has leading up to a situation. And this goes into the ancient wisdom taught by masters, which is, don't judge a situation until you have the total picture. You, brother, do you have the total picture of the bullshit that's going on in your life right now? And I know there's negative things happening. No, you don't have the total picture. But once the total picture plays out, most people can attest, at least those who have a towards mindset, that those bad things that happen to you are sometimes some of the biggest blessings. In fact, we can take the calamities that have happened in our lives, and calamities are basically like bad news, bad things that have happened to us. And if we write out all the good things that happen from those calamities and all the bad things that happen from those calamities, you'll see that the lists are usually about even, or in most cases, the good things actually outweigh the bad things. My panic attacks, anxiety, and agoraphobia, for example, that I used to experience in Japan. Were it not for that, I wouldn't have found NLP. Were it not for NLP, I wouldn't have discovered how to remap my brain to become more confident with women. I wouldn't have become a dating coach. I wouldn't be sitting here in front of you right now. It's those calamities, it's those bad things that open the door for good things to come. And this is why the master, Ramana Maharshi, is okay with whatever happens, because he understands that whatever the universe, God, source energy, whatever you want to call it, calls upon him is there to make him grow, and it's for his benefit. He doesn't dwell on the past. He doesn't worry about the future. He doesn't have a woe's me attitude when he spills something on the ground, like his shawl drops on the ground in front of an audience and his millimeter Peter is sitting there flapping in the breeze. He'd be totally okay with that. What results out of that, I do not know. But no matter what happens in his life, he knows he has the wherewithal, the discipline, and the ability to deal with it. And he deals with it with peace. Because let me ask you this, and this is something that I too suffer from. How much of your suffering is caused by your own thoughts? Probably about 95%. That girl didn't call you back, and you're sitting there dwelling on it, saying, oh, I'm unattractive. I don't know why she doesn't like me. I'm a piece of shit. Oh, her. I hate her so much. And there's like all this negativity that we create with our thought patterns. Then a week later, you find out from friends that this chick is an absolute dumpster fire, and it was actually a blessing that she didn't call you back, that she didn't date you, because you avoided an absolute catastrophe. So many times we judge situations before we have the total picture. Our thoughts create negative feedback loops about said situation, and we create a shit ton of suffering because the distance between what we want to happen and what actually happens is the pain gap. What's up, brother? Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. To watch the full podcast episode, click here. And before you go, if you're feeling extra generous, please like, comment, subscribe. It really helps me in the algorithm. I'd sincerely appreciate it. Unapologetic Army.